Okay, good day. Greetings to every one of you. This is again your professor in purposive communication, which we will be talking about this time about incident report. Last meeting or last video that you were able to watch, you were able to see the what's the house of or in creating letters, especially appreciation letters. For this time, you will be in we I will be introducing to you an incident report. What is an incident report and how to make an incident report. Setting yourselves that you will be at your respective workplace. I mean, considering yourselves that you are now or you have graduated of your chosen course, and then you are now at a particular company, or you are now practicing your course or your profession. Okay, and here is this incident, or yes, an important activity of your company or an incident in your chosen field that should be documented. And how should these things be done? And should there be an appropriate ways or characteristic or salient features in creating a report? And um, okay, they say, or the saying that incidents are bound to happen. It is actually true for every individual and organization. Okay, in fact, it is normal to encounter events that have a far-reaching effect on productivity, and when this happens, such an event should be accurately documented in an incident report. So therefore, whatever you're experiencing in your workplace, or so soon you will be working in a company or practicing your course, those things must be documented. So we will be looking to what is really an incident report, and how should these incident reports be done. Okay, an report, therefore, is the first step of any individual or organization that should take upon the occurrence of any unforeseen event that affects its output while putting other persons at risks. Okay, so an incident report then is a document that accurately provides the details of an incident, especially one that causes damages, injury, or death. So basically, it helps an organization to accurately profile the different events leading to such an incident and aftermath of this occurrence. Okay, it is also referred to as an incident or accident report. Okay, because basically it typically outlines information relating to an accident or injury. However, an incident report can also contain information about near misses or other unusual or hazardous happenings in different contexts. So here we have features of an incident report. Number one, detailed description. Okay, an incident report should have a detailed description, which means it should narrate all the events surrounding the incident in question in their exact manner of occurrence. An individual report then may include the following information, which means the basic information: date, time, who are involved, those statements or information that will or that is coming from WH questions, and the H question, the who, what, when, where, and how and why. Okay, the second one is the circumstances surrounding the incident, which means you describe the people around, the people, the experiences, and how the incident were able to the occurrence of the incident. Okay, another thing is the date, time, and location of the incident. This is very important. Fourth, the details and witnesses and victims, if there are any. So you could be able to ask them their names and their age. It could be their age, which you think it is necessary for for the report, then be it. And if they don't want, or if they don't want to give information, then we have to respect their opinion or their choices. The fifth one is reactionary measures that put in place. How did the people around um, react, or how you as a person who does the report react? So did you get all the details needed? And of course the aftermath of the incident. So what happened to the person involved? What happened to the people around or the witnesses? Were they how was the feeling of being responsible of the circumstances? So probably you could ask the people around who are there, or the witnesses, what are their feelings towards the incident. Okay, the next one is the more specific. We have to take note of this one. The more specific the incident report is, the more useful it would be in informing corrective decisions. All right. So we have note of the salient elements in an incident report. Number one is facts. Okay, or fact. In an incident report, only the facts are stated in the documents. Okay, so in this kind of document, this incident report, the reporter is not expected to communicate his or her feelings or opinions about the incident, as this can distort the accurate report and distract the organization from the details of the event. Is it clear? I hope so. Second, objectivity. An incident report must be written in an objective manner, that is, to devoid any emotions, regardless of the nature of the incident. The reporter must take extra care to avoid sentiment that can get in the way of an objective presentation of the details of the incident. So that's being objective, meaning you're just getting the all the facts. Okay. Next one is sequence. This kind of report presents events chronologically, that is, in the sequence of occurrence. The details must be organized in a logical manner that is easy to read, navigate, and understand, and you are free to use subheadings and bullet points where if these are necessary. Okay. Next one is witness statements. When necessary, include first-hand information provided by witnesses about the incident. This can be in the form of direct messages or statements made by the witnesses, and they should be placed within quotation mark, while you also provide information that explains the witness's position. Therefore, if the statement is coming from Maria, then you are going to include that statement which is, or which you think valuable or important to the report. Close it or place it inside in a quotation mark. That is to say that that statement or that idea is coming from Maria. Okay, the last one, or yes, the last one is authorization. An incident report must be formally authorized by a reporter and other supervisor officers in the organization. This validates the information provided, and it is important for the supervisory officer to proofread the information provided before appending his or her signature on the documents. Okay, so before you sign something, this is for all. Before you sign something, make sure you know what are the contents, or what is the content of the paper you are signing or appending or affixing your signature. Okay. Next, two types of incident reports. I mean, three types of incident reports. There are a lot of types, by the way, but I would just like to highlight three because you might be involving or meeting these kind of report in your workplaces, or it could be the practice of your profession, or it could be any report which is actually vital. Workplace incident report, accident report, safety and security incident report. But what are these three? What are these characteristics of the three? Okay. For workplace incident report, it is actually a form that is used to profile physical occurrences that impact an employee's productivity in the workplace, because this is a workplace incident. Okay, it really includes workplace injuries, near misses, and accidents that have a negative impact on the employees or the organization as a whole. Usually, labor laws specify the kind of information that should be spelled out in a workplace incident report. This type of incident report may also highlight an employee's concerned when organization safety practices, security breaches, or workplace conduct. For example, let's have an example this time. A report about sexual harassment or assault in the workplace. So see, this is happening in the workplace. Second example, a report about a fire incident that occurred within the office premises. So this happened inside or within the premises of the workplace. So you could make an incident report. Okay. What is then an accident report? It is actually a type of incident report that contains information about an accident or emergency which may be fatal or minor. An accident report is actually not restricted to the workplace, as it is also can be filed by law enforcement agents and safety officers like the PNP personnel. I mean PNP. Okay, it is also referred to as accident investigation report because it highlights all the probable causative factors that are responsible for the accident. It also helps the concerned parties to determine the extent of the damage and to support or refute insurance claims. Okay, for example, I'll give you two examples. Number one, a report on fatal plane crash. Another, a report of an explosion of an organization's premises. Okay, so see, that is an accident. That could be fatal or that could be minor, but it is an accident. So technically, it is an accident report. All right. Another one is the safety security incident report. This kind of report is a type of incident report that is used to keep track of the thieves, or mga loses, and any other type of security events that takes place within the specific premises. Okay, so this report is actually important because it helps an organization to keep track of the security breaches and safety measures. Safety incident report is usually filed by the security personnel in charge or the premises where the security breach took place. It can also be filed in cases of computer system breaches, unauthorized access to an organization's databases, and of course, compromised user accounts. So anybody can file this one if your safety, whether offline or online, physical or soft bounded accident is present. All right. So there are two examples. I give you one. A report of property theft in an organization. All right. Second, a report of a vulgarly attempts from a neighborhood or from your friend. Okay. So all of these three types of incident reports are actually understandable and identifiable, but of course you have to take note of its specificity. When can we say that it is a workplace incident report, an accident report, or when can we say if it is a security or safety incident report? Okay. So next in line is, what does an incident report need? Okay, what do we need to what does an incident report need to include? Meaning to say, what are the things that we see or should see in an incident report, which is actually important. Remember that an incident report is a formal recording of the facts related to the workplace or an injury or a near miss. Okay, so because the primary purpose of this incident report is to really uncover the circumstances and conditions that led to an event in order to prevent future incidents. All right. So the following should are the things that, present in an incident report. Number one, this is important. Type of injury, what it is an incident, whether it is an injury, it's just a near miss or miss. Sorry, it could be a property damage or a thief or a theft. Okay. So second, there must be an address. There must be the date of an incident. There must be the time of incident. There must be the name affected individual or the victims or the people involved. Okay. There must and should be a narrative description of the incident, including the sequence of the events and results of the incidents, where you can have this narrative description or information of a narrative description from the witnesses. Okay. You could also ask the victim or the persons involved. Right. Next, an incident report should speaks of the injuries or the injuries who are there, who are injured, who are the responsible people around, who are around, and treatments required if there are. How did you treat the incident? Was the incident reported already? Was it escalated already to the authorities or to the persons involved or to the concerned stakeholders? So, of course, you have to include the witness's name. This is just to um, test the reliability and validity of the information. If those informations are actually valid and reliable, because nowadays we have this kind of reliability and validity, but of course we have to make sure that those informations are actually factual or based from the real event or real scenario that was just happened during the incident. Okay, then the witnesses' statements, or what are their statements, and of course, other workers involved, and of course, you could have the video or the supporting documents that you've conducted. It's either it could be a CCTV coming from a CCTV video, or it could be a video that speaks, or you were able to interview somebody or the people around, so it could mean a lot. All right, so a video or a 300 photos of the scene. You could give pictures of the incident, or what happened to the victims, or to the place, or to the setting you describe, or you could have a picture of the setting or a video of the setting. All right. So finally, where more than one person is injured in an accident, create a unique report for each affected employee. While it's fine to duplicate general details between reports of this nature, but you'll need to include details specific to that person, such as the event from their point of view or medical records, of course. Okay. So when does an incident report completed? So therefore, what you're going to do is to create an incident report as soon as your employees are safe. You have to take note that in making an incident report, you are consider that the people around or involved are really safe. Okay. By recording details immediately, you improve the accuracy of your report and the effects of your corrective actions. While it may take a few days to complete your report, it should take you only hours or less to start it. Because every time or every now and then, there are memories that we missed and we might forgot all of those instances or memories or the things that we have to do or what just happened. and then we cannot be able to record all of those reports or incidents. All right. So the next thing that you have to remember is when does or an incident report or an incident reporting mistakes to avoid. What are the things that we have to avoid when we do recording or having an incident report? This is important. Blaming, casting, and just getting it done. Okay, these are actually two common incident report mistakes that you or anyone should avoid. Okay, these kind of incident reports aren't created for the purpose of finding out who's to blame. It is easy to go on witch hunt with when accidents happened, while staff should be held responsible. Okay, as stipulated by company's policy, perhaps, or the chosen field that you are into, when actually they knowingly endanger themselves others. The report should focus on improving workplace safety. Okay, so if you make it clear, abide by company policy, but are not out to cast blame, you increase the likelihood that every employees will participate in your incident investigation and provide honest witness statements. In addition, if you're rushing through the report to just it to we call it as just getting it done, you may miss out on important details or lack clarity in wording. So, responsible reporting can lead your team into even more danger, while detailed, clear reporting can lead to improved work conditions and better training. All right. So, let's try to see sample template on the incident report. Okay. Let's see another an incident report that will really help you to create one. Um, this could be a different format depending on the company that you are in. The company may impose, or your company may impose a template or a format of an incident report, but most likely those um, things or in basic information that is needed should be found in an incident report. So what you can see there, you have the name for the affected individual. All right. So we also have here the date of the incident. Okay. And then followed by the time of the incident, the site where is this incident happened, if if this needs to be specific, you could speak of how many trees are there, how many people are there, or I mean the location. I mean, where is the location happen? Does it happen inside in the laboratory room? And you can see that there are tables and chairs. Meaning you describe the setting, okay, or the area, okay, because this is actually be should be specified aside from telling that this happens inside a room or inside in a roadside, in a highway of Bacalso Street, and so on and so forth. You also need to specify the incident, most especially if these things are actually to be specified. Okay. Then we have the name of the persons involved, name and phone number of persons filing out report, meaning who is the one who did the report, and its contact number. So in case the format ang gihatag sa ang naa sa format is ang identification of what type of the incident is located at the middle. But usually there are formats or templates that this um, identification of incident report is located at the first part of the incident report. So probably naani siya sa ibabaw or naani siya sa kilid. Okay? Ang incident report ngayon ani. Okay, another thing is you have the specific location of the event. This is the one that I've told you that you have to specify. This is actually the location, or it could, you could have the address, for example, Kanbanwa or Lamakan. Okay, so state the place, the site, the location perhaps of where is the incident happened. Okay, and then in here, emergency services or police code, is it a yes or a no and a why? So technically, you will be creating boxes here just to indicate if it is a yes or a no, and then if it is a checklist, easy, mas easier magud siya if you are just or easier man siya if you are just providing the template, and then it's just boxes na siya or checklist lang siya, and then you will just provide a line for the reason to give them time pod and opportunity to describe or to discuss the reason of why or why not. All right. So another thing is incident description, meaning you describe the incident, including all the events leading into that incident until the last um, moment or the resolution part of how did the incident happen. I mean, how did the incident happen? What are the treatments? What are the or what did the people around did to the victims or the personnel involved or concerned code already, and so on and so forth. So this is actually a description, meaning a detailed description on the incident report. All right. Another one is you are going to indicate the root cause. It could be behavioral, procedural, equipment, condition, PPE, and others. These actually are subjective, meaning it depends on what kind or what company you belong to, or what do you think is the root cause of an accident report. It could be all of these things, behavioral, equipment, and other conditions. But the thing is, this is actually a product of a template. You may edit this one and giving them freedom, or the person to discuss or to give information what really the cause of that incident or an accident. So, description of associated hazards or levels, how hazardous was the incident or the items present, most especially if you are in a laboratory, if you are mixing different chemicals, just use a soda or anything that is edible or intake by human beings. So, there must be a report. So, it could be that those things are harmful to the people around. So you will indicate here, you will describe or you will give information what are the things you've seen, you've realized. I mean, you've seen, because this is not about emotion. You've just seen could possibly bring harm to the people around. All right. So you also need to then put the witness's first name, and the last name, description of the hazard resolution, supervisor's name, and the rests. Okay. Incident report check. Number one, you should and must have a witness statements taken. If all of these things, if these statements or witnesses statements are taken, actually this is valid, and this could also be a proof, a living proof of any possible or future actions taken by the company or any accident or incident. So we have to take note of this one. Kano read that there must be, probably if that statement is important, again you enclose that in a quotation mark like this one, because that is valid and that is important. Another important thing to see are the medical records. If the incident involving a lot of people, or a lot of victims, then you may, and then it needs medical attention and medical records, then you have to look for an attachment that describes their medical records. Okay. Next is photographs taken and attached to report. So there must be photographs, 360 photographs, not just at one angle. It could have um, in all angles. You get all the angles, okay, 360 degrees. Next is the description includes all relative or relevant details. Hazardous resolves or scheduled to be resolved. If exposure occurred, concentration and monitoring data attached. Okay. So use the near miss report to document an event that could have easily caused injury or damage but didn't. So this report actually will give you or will be used to improve workplace conditions and implement better safety. So if you have these kind of report, um, it will help the company for safety purposes and may amend something, some laws for, I mean, some rules and regulations in the company, for example, for the safety of the personnel or for the employees in a company, or it could be happening during the practice of your profession. Say, for example, you will be a teacher someday, or you will be an agriculturist, or you whatever professions you're into, then you can make an incident report, which is actually valid, providing all the necessary informations, basic informations. Provide the basic informations. However, when getting all the necessary informations, do not forget to not include those informations which are not based from reality. Do not be subjective. Always be objective in giving the report because might give you on the perception that you are a biased reporter. Okay? So incident report is actually valid in any court. This will help everyone or anyone defending their side when if there are cases happen. Okay, so probably you can make your own incident report and your own format. You are just going to get all the necessary information and then try to modify if you want. Try to modify that kind of format. At the upper part, you may place the logo here if you have the logo for your company. Usually, there is this logo in here, and then, for example, my logo is about Tuxging. So I'm placing my logo, for example, in here, and then giving in time, of course. I mean, no, I'm sorry. And after the logo above, you could have this line. Actually, this is to indicate of a section. Okay, so technically there are people who are using lines above or before the information that is to identify section. So in this section, this speaks of the basic information of the complainant, for example, of the victims. The next section that talks about the descriptions of the incident. Okay, the next one are the actually signature represented names. Next section. So probably you may use just to beautify or to improve the appearance of the incident report. You may place the logo here above here, or you could have the logo on the upper right or upper left, and insert lines just to indicate sections. Of course, you can modify, or you may do colors or put colors on the needed information, or highlight techniques. You may highlight important details. Okay, but the thing is, All information or the template must be visible and appealing to the eyes of the readers. That is our main target there. Okay? So take note, all informations must be based from facts, based from what happened, based from reality. Okay? Do not do anything involving your emotions or feelings towards an incident, because this is an incident. This happens, for example, in any situation in a company. You met an accident about computers troubleshooting, and then accidentally there is this short circuit, and then so on and so forth. So probably, or it could be that you are managing a web page, for example, and then accidentally you were able to give the details or email address, giving the basic information, and then the banking statements and all, and there is this thieves. Okay, so all of the things, okay, that is actually to be reported to your immediate supervisor. Do not forget that. So whatever happens in your workplace, provide information to your supervisor. Okay. So again, an incident report is actually a formal recording of the facts related to a workplace accident, injury, or near miss. Because the primary purpose of this one is to uncover the circumstances and conditions that led to the event in order to prevent future accidents. Okay, so maybe that's all for this day. This talks about the incident report. And thank you very much for listening, for watching the video. And hopefully, the different groups who are in charge of making the incident report will be able to provide us a detailed or a correct incident report. Okay, so I just would like to reiterate that for group one, you're in charge of creating a written public announcement about disaster preparedness. Second group, you are going to write down an editorial about environmental issues. Group three, write down a political speech about COVID-19. Group 4, write a letter of appreciation for a donation given to the calamity. And Group 5, create an incident report about the latest vehicular accident in your place. Okay, and the different groupings are also provided in the Google Classroom. All right, so thank you very much, everyone, for watching. See you on the next video. Thank you very much. And once again, have a good day. So, whatever you are, or whatever you are, whoever you are with, amping kanunay. Bye, everyone.